All right, y'all. Myron crashes out in L.A. after getting ambushed by a racist white man. Man, this one here by Poetic Flacco. That boy on a generational run. He got his own money, man. Hey, bro, 122. I still can't get over that. I need that.
Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up.
Yes, indeed. Hype me up, brother. I need them hypes like a crackhead need a pipe. There's only 2 YouTubers in the whole world that do that, and I'm both of them. Let's get into this video.
This white nationalist, this racist white dude pulls up on Myron to confront Myron, and it backfired badly against him. Now, he pulled up with that good old white supremacist talk. The white man is the greatest. In the beginning, the white man created the heaven and the earth. The land of the free was created by the white man. So the free in the land of the free does not apply to anybody who's not white. How dare these ungrateful, mooching non-blacks don't worship the ground the white man walk on. They get to enjoy the sun rays and the moonlights the white man created. So
he does a great Uncle Ruckus impersonation. That's who he sounds like.
People are lunatics. So he pulls up with that lunatic white supremacist talk, thinking he had a friend in Myron. And initially, it felt like he had a friend in Myron. And then he got to thinking he was above the program, and he got put in place because of it.
I don't agree with you when you say that none of us exist. Obviously, I want to deport the non-whites.
Bro, look at this skinhead, dog. Listen, bro, I'm going to stand on this hill. I'm going to die on this hill, bro. These racist dudes look like they don't get no coochie. And this is the reason they are so angry and upset at the world. They don't have any else, where to put this misplaced hatred except for on black people, bro. Nah, hate white women, bro. That's what you need to go and do. Hate on white women, because them are the ones who don't want you. If you had a plethora of young, blonde hair, blue-eyed white women falling at your footstep, you wouldn't have no time to be showing up talking to a loser like Myron. Let's just call a spade, bro.
I want to get rid of the blacks.
Well, I didn't say you guys don't exist.
Okay, so
I said that it's not like a viable excuse anymore to claim systemic racism.
But we
or
are real, right? You agree white nationalism and white supremacy is real?
Yeah, it exists, but it's not to keep anyone from success, is my argument.
Do you support white nationalism?
This one of the wildest conversations. Bro pulled up to tell Myron, stop saying systematic racism don't exist. Stop saying racism don't exist, because yes, it does. We try to get rid of black people. Now, crash dummies like this who aren't smart enough to hide their racism, they are crash dummies. They're going to crash and burn eventually. They will fizzle out. We don't even have to worry about them. Their only use is we can now use them as a testimony that we not crazy. You see, the white boys who are covert with their racism, who hides it, who hide behind microaggressions and work their way into the fabric of society, climb their way up to the top, and then kick the ladder away from the top to keep black people out and create systems to keep us out. Those are the white boys we got to be afraid of.
Nah, you got to be afraid of the white boys who are doctors and they treat black people wrong. Like the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. You got to be afraid of those white people. You got to be afraid of the white person that doesn't like black people, but they have a smile on their face. So when you come and get that job interview and you feel that subtle hint of, I know I'm not getting this job. It's them. But they can be like, nah, he just wasn't a good fit for the company. It's those, the ones that you meet in the neighborhood, they have a conversation with you. As soon as you walk off, they call the police on your black ass. Them are the ones you have to worry about. The skinhead dude right here, we already know what he about. We just avoid people like him, but it's hard to avoid the covert racism. I mean, the overt. Is it covert? I feel slow right now. It's covert.
And those white boys hate white boys like this, because white boys like this tell the real and the reality of what we're dealing with. You see, these crash dummies, they're probably more hated by their own than black people. See, black folks, we find at least some use in crash dummies like this. We can point and say, we not crazy. People like this exist, right? We not crazy when we apply for that job and we don't ever get a call back. We don't ever get no correspondence whatsoever. Right, and then we reapply under a whiter name and we get a call back. We not crazy when we at a job for 10 years and we more qualified and more skilled than our coworkers. However, our coworkers keep coming up for promotion after promotion after promotion, and we more skilled and we work harder, but our names ain't never called.
Bro, I swear to God, that happened to me at least 3 times, dog. Like, yeah, I know what this about. I know you ain't just put that lazy ass white dude above me in the promotion rank. Come on now. Don't make it make sense, dog. He gets nothing but customer complaints. He sucks at his job. He's late every day. Here I am showing up early, leaving late, and you don't want to give me the job. I know what this is, man.
We're not crazy for saying, maybe it's racism. Maybe. We not crazy, right? When we apply for them schools and we get in decline, even though we more qualified than we not crazy. And crash dummies like this is testimony that we not crazy. So when I hear rhetoric like this, I love for rhetoric like this to be repeated out loud so we can put, see? Buddy is so deplorable, he even had Myron a little flustered. Like, Myron tried to compromise with him, like, hey, bro, we could all live in harmony. Even if you want whites to have their own place in America, we could live segregated.
Yo, what was the name of the video game, the Assassin game, dog? Don't he look like the main character? They even made a movie about it, bro. Was it called Assassins or something like that, bro? Man, y'all better watch this boy right here, man.
Buddy said, no, I don't believe in living in harmony. I don't believe in living in harmony. I want for white folks to have this country. I want all non-whites out this country now. Oh, I want the Civil Rights Act revoked. I want rights for black people taken back. I want women rights to be... Yo, people like this are creatures you think only exist on social media, but no, they exist in real life.
I support any groups of people to exercise nationalism. I've been very vocal about this. I think if people want to be black nationalists, people want to be Mexican nationalists, people want to be nationalists in general, and they love their group of people, that's fine. I've always thought it was weird how white nationalists can't be white nationalists without being called some pejorative term or, lose job opportunities. Meanwhile,
I can tell you why, because name a white nationalist group that doesn't spew out hate rhetoric. See, to be a Black Panther or something like that, they didn't preach hate against nobody. They was the oppressed. They were the victims. They were the ones who were on defense. Meanwhile, the white nationalist groups like the KKK, the Good Old Boys and all that kind of stuff, those people are actively out there trying to hurt black people. They're bombing houses, setting churches on fire. These are the police officers, the KKK members. These are the judges, and they are a part of these groups that are basically hell-bent on making black people lives harder. There ain't no black nationalist groups out there that's having rallies about hurting white folks, hurting Asian people. Nah, that don't really exist like that. But the white groups, the neo-Nazis, all they preach is hate. That's why they on the FBI watch groups and all of that kind of stuff, man. Y'all gotta stop lying. Gotta stop lying, dog.
Other groups of people can be nationalists with no consequence. So I think, I think every group of people should be able to be proud of their skin and their heritage.
So that's going to be a civil war, right? If there's black nationalists, white nationalists, Latino nationalists, that's just going to be a civil war, correct?
This dude's
Well,
slow,
I think
bro.
that there's ways to mitigate that and exist in harmony. I mean, Lincoln Rockwell had a great admiration for Malcolm X.
Nationalism literally means we don't want to live in harmony. We want to have our own nation.
Well, you can do that via segregation. You can do it via... There's other ways to go about it, but
so with the Civil Rights Act, we want to repeal the Civil Rights Act. You are against that, correct?
I just don't think that's a viable that's a realistic option in 2026.
So, okay, but once we repeal the 19th Amendment, the entire reason that white nationalists want to do that is because then women won't vote and then we'll win on white nationalism, correct?
See, that's why y'all always getting messed with, because everything y'all stand for is with hatred and oppression. That's what y'all group about. Black national groups, they don't preach hate. They don't preach oppression and subjugating people. This is the white nationalists. This is what y'all do. And this is why y'all stay in trouble.
Isn't that the entire goal?
I don't know about that, man. I mean, the reality is that whites are dropping off when it comes to the majority, and then
we want to stop that. We want to get rid of the non-whites.
Of course, I get that. But
The greatest lie that we've been told as black people, probably the most dangerous lie, is that we have to go out of our way to meet people like this in the middle, right? And it's usually like the covert racists, the ones who are hiding how they really feel because they really feel like this. Like people like Steven Crowder, right, and others, like they'll say, well, listen, man, we should have discussions. And Steven Crowder goes to the black barbershops and the black people in the barbershops is welcoming Steven Crowder and having a full-on 3-hour conversation with him. Yo, you cannot psychologize, you cannot analyze, you cannot articulate or have any middle ground with these people. These people have a philosophy that they should be treated as pariahs for. They should be thrown to the crevices of society and left there because they're bigots and they have no place in society. And no black people should even entertain this, right? We should roast this, we should laugh at this, we should clown this, right? And don't take it seriously at all. Don't have no real meaningful discussions with people like this at all. This man even admitted, hey, listen, bruh, this thing y'all call democracy, I don't like it. I don't like it. All right. Let's rig the rules so white folks can always have the majority. All right. Let's make sure that non-blacks can't vote and women can't vote so we can rig all the elections and have white folks pretty much be a dictator.
The crazy part is they doing it right now. All the gerrymandering and all that kind of stuff, man. They did it in Louisiana. They trying to do it in other states too. So this is what they do, bro. They play that political game. They play with the paperwork, man. They play with documentation, with constitutional stuff. That's what they do.
He said it out loud. So if people like this is pretty open with what their intentions are, which is hey, the way the rules is written, we don't want a fair playing field, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that the playing ground are uneven. Then why aren't we doing everything in our power to make sure, the playing ground is uneven as well? I'm telling you, bro, you can't. Now, he goes off on this entire tangent about black people. He said about how he don't want us to have rights. All of this, right? You will think the one person who would have thick skin is the person who's calling for another group of people not to have rights. Well, this is where he realized he don't have a friend in Myron. So he gets to talking about black folks. Myron gets to talking about white folks. And then all of a sudden, all right, the white supremacist starts honking out, starts having a brain aneurysm, starts hyperventilating because Myron turned the page on him and starts talking about white people.
So here's the problem. Let me be blunt about this, because I've had this criticism of white people and white men in general. You guys have to get your women in check.
I know.
You guys don't have your women in check.
I agree.
Let's talk about white people. You guys don't have your women in check at all. White women in general don't want to date white men. Mm-hmm. A lot of them.
I mean, look at the dating pool, bro. This dude looks like he has an extra chromosome. This guy looks like he has more than the usual 1 to 3% Neanderthal DNA floating in his genome. This guy looks like, he discarded of small rodents and lizards and things of that nature when he was 2 and 3 years old, bro. And they say serial killers start out small like that, bro. This guy looks like he has a book that basically dictates how his group is going to try to overcome the rest of the groups in this country, dog. This dude he just looked like one of them dudes, man, you don't want to see in a dark alley, bro.
Are totally cool with being. A lot of them put off and push feminist propaganda. They're fooled by the Jews. They tend to be very impressionable. You guys need to get your women in check. And that is why you guys have the birthing crisis that you guys have, is because white women don't necessarily subscribe to having children young, having big families. They'd rather pursue,
Yeah. So actually, the reason that I'm here is because when I was on Twitter, all the Wignat chicks told me to come here and to ask you to stop women. That was actually the original argument I was supposed to have.
No, we need to continue them because they're the reason why you guys are getting replaced, quite frankly.
Okay,
so you should be having this discussion with your white women, actually, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, look, so you're here white women, is that correct?
Yes, a lot of them subscribe to progressive ideologies that are the reason why you guys are quickly declining
Myron,
in
listen,
citizenship.
You're not white.
Sorry.
We don't need you talking to white women, trying to interact with them at all.
And that's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem. I don't need to be white to give a. See, here's the thing. You're behaving like a black person now. You're temping out.
See, bro, why we always gotta catch a stray, dog? Nigga I ain't even see no black people in the what. Bro, we on their mind 24/7. We are having a white conversation about white men and white women not getting together and forming holy matrimony and having kids and starting families, bro. But some kind of way, a black person called a stray, man. You acting like a black person, bro. Come on now.
Oh, look at the caucasity of this white man. So this man spent, his whole grand soliloquy talking about black folks and what we should have and shouldn't have, and how we shouldn't have rights, our women shouldn't be able to vote, and black this, and why black don't deserve this and black deserve less. But then when Myron talks about white women, now all of a sudden that's out of bounds. Myron shouldn't be able to talk about white women, but he should be able to talk about what the black community needs or don't need. These people are the same people who sit on Twitter and lie about statistics and crime statistics and this and this to vilify black people. This is what they spend their time on Twitter creating their own crime statistics, fudging the numbers,
inflating the numbers
to make black folks look like villains, right? To like make us look like people you can't live by and live near. So
y'all know what's crazy though? It just made me think about something. With Martin Luther King, right, in the 60s, his whole thing was nonviolent protest, right? Show the world that we are nonviolent people being attacked by violent people. And then J. Edgar Hoover, who was the FBI director at the time, he was like, yo, let's undermine this movement, bro, and leave them without a Negro leader. So in other words, at that time, the world was seeing black people like, damn, they really ain't doing nothing back. They not violent people. They're being bitten, hosed down, sprayed, houses being bombed, all that kind of stuff. They had to put on a smear campaign in order to convince the whole world that we are just these violent ass people, because in the 60s, this is not what it was. We have a reputation of being violent and all that kind of stuff. They had to make up a lie. They said that we were involved with the Communist Party so that they can start keeping tabs on Martin Luther King, because the whole nonviolent thing was not really working for the government's agenda. What I'm trying to say is this, bro. We never was no violent people. It's propaganda, bro. And they made it to where the hood and all of them kind of places were starting to see drugs and you start to see crime uptick, but they manufactured that. And now we just have this whole stigma about us that they actually created. I don't know if that made sense to y'all, but I'm telling you, we were never really violent people, bro. And if we were, history would be a lot different.
You spend 90% of your time talking about black people. Myron gets to talk about white people. Now all of a sudden, that's out of bounds. If you're not white, you shouldn't be able to speak on white. So why are you speaking on black folks then?
You're literally behaving like a white person. You are behaving like a black person. So here's the difference. See, here's the funny part.
Not your women.
He definitely was doing some black girl shit just now. Watch his head, y'all. Watch his head. Watch his head. Watch his head.
Funny part.
Not your women, Myron.
When I criticize black people, they'll say black person.
You're speaking on black folks then.
You're literally behaving like a white person. You are behaving like a black person. So here's the difference. See, here's the funny part.
Not your women, Myron.
When I criticize black people, they'll sit there and say stupid. You're saying you're not black, so you can't criticize us. You're doing the same shit about now because I don't have to be. I don't see. Here's the thing. Hey, Baldy, Agent 47, relax.
Yeah, no.
That's his name, dog. Agent 47, bro.
47, relax.
No.
Here's the thing. I don't have to be white to be able to identify white problems as to why you guys have the problems that you guys have. Clearly, you don't have the platform or the ability to tell these women to get back in the kitchen. So guess what? Now I got to do it for you because you don't have the platform to do it. So the reality is that, look, man, you can do what you want to do. You can say what you want to say. You can be a white nationalist. Cool. I actually fight and defend for your ability to do so. But if we're going to have this discussion about white replacement, etc., well, who controls and who are the gatekeepers to sex? It is the woman. So stop complaining. Stop crying because you sound like a black right now. Let's be honest. You have a victim mindset. Stop being a pussy. Get out there. Tell your women. Stop subscribing to feminism. Start creating families. Start going in the church. Start getting some white babies.
Can I respond?
Sure.
Okay, so look, to some degree, I actually do agree with you. But here's the thing. The problem here is that, we white people, we got to figure out what the roles are going to be for white men, white women. The problem is, I've talked to a lot of white folks, we don't want your Muslim, get the women back in the kitchen, put a garbage bag on their head. We don't want that. So when you're promoting that stuff, that's never going to work for us. Do you understand that?
If it was our business, I would point out the hypocrisy in wanting to revoke women right to vote while also advocating for the sovereignty and the rights of modern women. Those two views are opposing and clashing. You don't believe that women should lose their right to vote while also saying you are against women like taking on more traditional roles.
That's because, Flacco, his brain is as smooth as the outside of his head, man. That's why, bro. He ain't thinking.
To me, that doesn't make sense, right, at all. And a lot of these dudes, they present as if they talk well, but they're idiots, like they're dummies, right? And once you get behind the shock factor of it, you really get to realize they're not really saying nothing. They don't really have a plan. Their racist agenda probably breaks down by step 2. They don't know nothing else beyond step 1. Step 2, it breaks down. It completely falls apart. Step 1 is get rid of all the non-whites from out of America. Okay, cool. Well, that's about what, like 100+ million people? All right, cool. Then what's next once you do that? Once you get rid of 100 million people in the workforce, what's next? What do you do? All right? Who's going to run the factories? All right? Who's going to do the fast food jobs? Who's going to be your doctors, your Indian doctors, your Chinese doctors, your black doctors? They're all gone. Who's your nurses? All right? Oh, how are you going to explain to your billionaire homies who run sports leagues that black folks are no longer welcome in America to play basketball? So now guess what? Who got to play basketball now? The whites?
Or football.
The plan breaks down by step 2, which is why you don't even take this seriously. This is not even a viable thing. This is just somebody who is committed to ruining his life. So he's on a national platform spewing these ideas. And in about 5 or 10 years, all right, when he realizes he's like a pariah now, he's going to come back begging for mercy and voting Democrat like Richard Spencer. So he gets visibly upset and even more frustrated at Myron because Myron wouldn't stop speaking on white folks. Now, I'll be real. I got to give Myron credit here. All right? Because if Jesse Lee Peterson was in Myron's shoes, this conversation would be a whole lot different. Jesse Lee Peterson would have done the dance.
Oh, yes,
He would have put on that strong man for them
dude.
white folks, and he would have did the dance. Myron is at least keeping it fair, at least keeping it neutral, at least keeping the same energy for both sides.
The secondhand embarrassment I used to get just from seeing clips of this dude that he was talking about, Jesse Pierce, whatever his name is, the black dude, bro. So you about amazing. I can't stand that dude, dog.
Promoting Islam?
Yeah, you're Islamic. We don't want your Islamic value.
Actually, if you watch my podcast, I don't really talk about religion ever.
Your literally view of women is basically Islamic, correct? That you hate them?
I would no. Actually, I would argue that. Are you Christian?
No, I'm an atheist.
That explains everything. Yeah, this guy just hates everybody, including God.
And you know, while I'm here, Myron, also just for the record,
God is black. I don't worship him. No, Jesus wasn't there.
Myron, one more thing. I gotta tell you.
So yeah, like
1 second. Let me just say one more thing.
My thing is because you're coming in from a position where you don't know. I don't promote Islam. I'm actually very I respect religion. I understand religion, but I kind of find it funny because Islam, Christianity, the Abrahamic religions in general kind of solve this problem. So maybe you might want to find God.
Yeah, I hate them all. No.
Okay, that's the problem. You might want to find God, and that would help you.
But no, listen. Your view of women is basically Islamic. You hate them. You want them to wear a garbage
No, it's
bag.
based on.
You don't sound like you absolutely adore women, nor do you look like you've ever had a woman. I'm just saying. And if you had one, it cost you.
All the Abrahamic religions, devout Christians, devout Jews, and devout Muslims would agree with me that women need to be subservient to men. That's how it's always worked.
Excuse me, who are you?
Got the Karen. Let's go.
I literally have no idea who you are.
Okay, so I don't know what just happened. Female entitlement.
Yeah.
She just cut the line. Whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to say? Age of 47 or no?
Who are you?
Oh, man,
Age of 47?
One more thing. I'm 1/4 Ashkenazi. Just FYI.
That makes sense. Very Jewish. Very Jewish. That makes sense.
This man said 1/4 Oscar not. Bro, he could have left that out.
White nationalist that's a Jew. That's crazy, bro.
I despise people like this, but I enjoy things like this going viral because at least we have proof. At least we have a witness that we're not crazy, right? You know, that people who think like this, they're in the fabrics of society. They're in the upper echelons. They're dominating certain fields and industries, but they're not dumb enough to really express these opinions, but you would know how they really feel, right? Based on however, industry, however systems they're able to put in place in effect at the top of their industry. Nick Fuentes even told the gropers, hey, don't be too expressive on Twitter, on social media. We want you guys to go to these Ivy League schools. We want you guys to work your way up into the upper echelons of society and then make the change once you're in place. Wow. So a lot of them think like this. We just would never know, but we'll feel the effects of it though. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? How do you guys feel like Myron handled himself?
Someone says Myron is so stupid, openly defends people that don't want him around. This ain't the first time I seen him do it either, man. I forgot he was on some what was it called? The little chat room that they got, man. I forget what it's called. This is who Myron wants to be around. LOL, bruh. Myron lost his girl to a roller skater. Two Nazis arguing over how to best subjugate women. We live in hell. Dude looking like roll-on deodorant in a suit. Agent 47. Do not defend Myron under any circumstances. Two idiots arguing with each other. Facts. Dude told Myron to stay away from white women. Like you have any moral high ground to tell somebody to stay away from the women that don't want to be around you. He's blaming black people for white racists. That's crazy. Bro pulled up and said racism does exist because we the ones doing it. Myron is a loser. Man looks like Lex Luthor. I'm not going to argue with you when you're right, bro. Why Myron isn't screaming at him? Same way he did to the girls at his show. Because he probably thought that man was going to come back and Charlie Kirkham or something probably. I don't know. This is a case of a person with irrational beliefs trying to rationalize with a person with even more irrational beliefs. It's like watching a cartoon. Myron just looks more and more mentally ill every day, dog. It gotta be tiring to keep grifting all the damn time. Myron is a clown. He's been kissing their ass for the longest time and they don't even like him. Racist. Not all white people. Dying to be accepted by people who don't like you is crazy. Myron a clown. Myron is a prime example of not fitting in with any. Damn.
Hype me up.
I'm out, man. Y'all be cool.
Hype me up.